We here, we here, we here. Shout out, shout out, shout out. Man, it's 7:45 getting hard, man. I be over here looking at other people content and I be like, man, I just got over here and I just been doing this. I gotta start getting up early in the morning, stretching, yawning at the crack of dawn. And I just actually noticed today when I went to log into my StreamYard, I haven't did a video with this phone, and I just got this phone last week. So I haven't did a live on StreamYard on this phone. I had to log in. So, that's what pushed my time back a little bit more too. But shout out to the people in here early morning talking. I ain't gonna be on here long because I'm running, dipping myself, but I've been posting a lot of videos, and like I said, I'm about to get back on my money grind and talk about, different ways of wealth and making money. There are a lot of people, having issue with their jobs, not giving them raises, and there are literally websites that you can get on to get certificates and certifications to make you to have to make more money. So, there are situations to where a lot of people say, well, I want a better job. So what do you want to do? They have cybersecurity, secretary, billing, paperwork. You might want to do some accounting. All those things are available for you. Make this go viral. What's going on with you? How you been? How you been? But when it comes down to it, a lot of us we want to have more money for ourselves, but what are we actually doing? What is the process on us getting more money? We can't just say, "Well, man, I'm gonna quit my job and get a job in the same field." Do you like your job? You know, brother Love, show what's going on with your brother. So it's to a point to where, do I want to change my career? Do I want to keep doing what I'm doing but better myself? I actually know a lady. She's in the IT field. Great job. She was working this job for at least 20 years. Great job. Been working this job for at least 20 years. Now, the crazy part about her working that job is she just got laid off trying to get another job. She has her master's degree. She what else she has? She has a master's. She's been in the field for 20 years, but the biggest catch is she never got any other certificates. She never got any other certifications. Now, when you're in IT, it's pretty much required for you to kind of update your status every so many years because why? IT is forever changing. There are programs being implemented every year. There are things that, coming up in the world you got to be aware of. And the thing is, shorthand, you could be aware of these things. You can study and look up these things, but the certificates are what companies look at to say, okay, I see you were trained in this. I see you develop this or you establish yourself with this. And that's through the certifications. And she didn't get any certifications while on her job. The job loved her, told her she was a great employee, all these things. But when it came down to it, they let her go. They hung her out to dry. So now she has to reinvent the wheel that was already made to, get her at a point of being successful back in the workforce. And that's what most people are going through now. Having an issue of getting back into the field that you've been in this field for 20 years, 10 years, 5 years, and you're certified only through your job. There's another lady and a man I know actually. Both of them were certified techs for medical through their job. So they didn't take the time to get those credentials, get the paperwork showing that they got these credentials from this company and go to another company, show them the credentials, show them the time logs in which they did things and keep themselves afloat. And that's what I'm saying. This is what getting into the point of you always having a backup plan, a contingency plan to where if something ever happens, you're gonna be okay. And sometimes when you're making money, you think you're gonna be making money forever. But you gotta have a backup plan just in case A don't work, you have B. If B don't work, you have C. You know, it's to a point that where most people, just fell out on life. I know one of a great guy I know. He actually was a chemical engineer, and his job fired him 1 year before his retirement. And this guy didn't hold back on no pride or anything. He went and worked at a stadium part time. He had enough money, had enough savings to where he didn't have to force himself. Oh man, I need these other type of jobs. He said, "Man, I want to get myself back in shape." So he goes, get this job, pays the bills, no problem. You know, everything's good. But the point of it was, like, most people with their pride, they'll hold them back from getting jobs. They'll hold them in a position to where they can't do things. You know, even to a point to where if you want to just work part time, do that. There's people that just go into work 3 hours, three days a week. There are some people just work a couple hours a day, other than going into meetings and stuff, and they're remote, so they can go anywhere in the world. There's so many times where they have to be in the office. Other than that, they're traveling, seeing the world. As long as they have a good Wi-Fi signal and a secure line to where, encrypted where things can't happen, and that's when you get into IT, you're good. And, a lot of times in most situations, you have it to where people will sit here and say, well, I can't better myself. I can't do this. I can't. It's just a mindset. Like I said, MIT has a course where you can take the course online for free, as same as the regular people who go to MIT and pay the money, and they'll give you a certificate upon completion. And upon completion is when you finish the whole course, and then you go take a test, same as the MIT guys do, and they give you a certificate of completion that, hey, I did everything that the guys from MIT did. I didn't go there to get a degree in it, but establishing yourself with that certificate is a step in the door. There's a lot of IT that you can get into. I was talking to a guy about a few years ago about being A plus certified, and the guy laughed at me and was like, "Oh no, we don't do A plus. We doing C plus. We doing what the other one was. I know it was C plus and some kind of other network." And I told the guy, I said, "Well, if I'm a guy just getting into IT, I said, A plus, you got to start somewhere, right?" He's like, "Yeah, but that's on the low end. Why aim low when you can aim high and go for the harder things to pay more money?" I said, once again, you got to start somewhere. And, it was agree to disagree, but at the same time, he knew I was right that when it comes down to it, hey, start with the basics. Get your foot in the door. Over time, you progress. You know, there are some people that are fast learners. There are some people that kind of move slow. So in between time, you just take the points and go from there. Now, going into this wealth, I always talk about the life insurance and how things can help you out. Cool, no problem. But when it comes down to it, boots on the ground action. You having a job, set money aside, looking at passive income, you know, real estate, however you're choosing stock, set it and forget it. You know, real estate is more tangible, but if you get into the stock where you learn how to do stock options, you know, um, bump the Robin Hood and Cash App or all these little small things, go get you a TD Ameritrade account. You know, Charles Schwab, one of the big boys, and start grinding with that. But that point, it takes time. You have a Lisa J stock. You know, Prez, all these people on here that are teaching you about stock. I think Stock Up with Larry. All these different people that are on YouTube, and I always go back to saying this: we can be entertained so much with all the news, all the celebrity, the election news and stuff that's going on. Why not looking at something that'll motivate you? You know, a lot of times, and I was talking with Kane the God from YouTube, and we actually met in life, and do a couple of business and talk deals. But when we were going through this, what's going on, Bree? Sometimes, man, people laugh about this, and Charlton White said this too about YouTube University. I learned so many handyman tips and tricks of the trade from just looking at YouTube videos. I was able to come to YouTube, look on how to change my Cadillac converter on my GMC pickup truck. The videos didn't go into detail, but it was a start. That was a start. I always talk about knowledge. That was the start of my research. Went on there, found the information, then turned around, went over to different forums for GMC, and all of them gave different, variants on how to do this. But the main thing that caught my attention was when I was in the forum, they were saying, you know, the wheel axle, making sure Lacey J in the building was going on with you to learn how to not let that move when moving the transmission. So that's the whole point. Like me wanting to learn something, and I wanted to do it without having to pay a lot of money. They was cool game in the building was going on. They was trying to hit me for $1,800 to fix my Cadillac converter on my truck. I was like, man, I could easily not pay that 1,800 and figure out, is it hard? Do I have to get them to do it, or I can actually do it myself? You know, in all honesty, being a mechanic, it isn't that hard. You listen to instructions, and more or less you know the simple things that you're doing. So I actually changed the Cadillac converter on my truck. It was the original part from, I bought it from a what was that, the Summit Racing. So it's a racing facility, and they carry all pretty much parts. They're not even just for racing, but just for major haul on vehicles. And I want the original Cadillac converter, and it was a little bit more expensive getting it through GMC. So I actually went through them, and it was the original, wasn't an aftermarket piece, because most aftermarkets came in the two. I had two Cadillac converters on. I mean, two what was it, two O2 sensors on there, and the Cadillacs, and they was all one pipe from the original from the dealer. So I went and got that, put that on, watched the videos, seen everything what to do, studied on it, bought that for $600 and saved me some money. Young, what's going on? And when it came down to it, it was just easy as day just for me to sit there and research. That's why I always talk about what a lot of things about people not researching. Like I said, we're getting into IT. If you really want to get into IT, the same thing. Research. See how easy it is. See how hard it is. Is it something that you want to do? Is it going to make you some money? That's the biggest thing, the bulk of everything. When you're getting into it, is it going to make you some money? And how can it affect you? So when it comes down to it, a lot of times we have issue with us going into any situation and looking at the risk. Hey, if you like this, field of interest, you like the job, you're gonna make money into it. So it's just all about, how you approach the situation. Now, seeing that when it comes down to it, what are going to be your options for doing these things? Hey, with most, you'll make good money doing, IT. You'll make great money going into any field, but the point of it is, it's something that you pick, it's something that you're okay with, and hey, the money. So, like I said, when you're getting into a field, whether it be IT, whether it be a mechanic, anything. How is it going to make you some money? You know, is it going to be easy? Is it going to be hard? Do your research. That's the number one thing. And building on the wealth aspect, I'm actually going to be putting more videos. And Lisi J, oh man, is it Lachey? I can't think about your partner right now in crime. Y'all be doing your videos, and I had her name in my. I think it's Lachey, because I know y'all do y'all video on Friday, and I actually watched her video the other day, and doing like with the cosmetic, and I just did a video for M Mills, and I'm actually probably gonna replay it again and put it in my community or drop the video as well. Yeah, yeah, I'm bad with names. I got to catch a name at least about 3 or 4 times so I can remember. I mean, even though I watch your videos and I hear y'all talk, but I was just making sure I got the right name because so many YouTubers I be mixing and matching. But thank you for that. But when it comes down to it, I was just talking to M Mills the other day. We was talking about a cosmetic line, and I was actually thinking about doing this for myself. Actually, coming out with shea butter, natural deodorant, soaps, even candles. I have a candle making thing I bought on Amazon for my boys. That I was teaching them about the aspect of business and telling them, hey, show you how to make candles, and you can sell these things around the holidays, for people for their birthday. And as long as they smell good, people are going to buy. And the way you promote yourself is being a young entrepreneur kid that's, just trying to make some money. You're already cynical what's going on. A lot of people going to automatically want to buy from a child already off the rip. And seeing that you have this entrepreneur spirit, that motivates them even more. But even me being an adult, it's just promoting myself. I'm a male, so me having to use these skincare things and showing them how it works, with it being all natural, showing them how that can make this stuff and it's easy. That's why I say with this guy, with his Instagram, he don't gatekeep none of this information. He have a free masterclass teaching you how to do this stuff. He's showing you where he's buying the bottles from for dirt cheap. He's showing you where he buying the natural products, the cocoa butter, the batana oils and stuff for your hair, the castor oils, all these different oils for the body. I think he had a scrub, a facial scrub. He just used regular Walmart sugar because it was cheaper. The Walmart sugar that they had, regular Walmart sugar, the great value. It's a big old 5 pound bag. I think he got it for like $5 or $6 because you're just using it for the scrub. Talked about all the ingredients he put in there, mixed it all together, and you put the scrub on your face so often, and then wipe it off or rinse it off, whatever. There you go, multi-million-dollar business. You know, about doing your hair. He shows how he makes the batana oil. He shows how he makes the castor oil. He shows how he mixes the olive oil, and he tells you the properties for each one and breaks it down. See, this when you get into the nitty gritty, when you start learning about stuff like this. How can it affect? How can you talk to your customer base? Tell them what these products do and how they affect their bottom line of their hair, their skin, and everything. When it comes down to it, same thing that I always talk about, and I'm gonna do more videos that I was doing back in the past with the ride share, and I shared a video. I think it was the guy Brent. He was doing a video as well talking about ride sharing. He's talking about the way how you can make money on your cell phone real easy. A lot of times, man, we get to the point where we want everything so easy. Why not put in the research? That's knowledge is more or less power than anything. I'd rather take the time, learn about some things, and then take my step out, you know. Same thing what I was telling my wife about me doing this transportation thing. What's going on, conscious? I want to get everything together. Like I've been doing small apps and just the signing, but now I'm just gonna go ahead get this contract stuff done, and I'm gonna go ahead and do a contract with somebody because contracts guarantee me working every day, which I didn't want. I want to step away to where I can work when I want to work, but at the same time with this contract it'll be guaranteed work. I mean, I get up and go to work anyway, so it'll make myself lazy to just go when I want to go. But contract work is gonna be something I'm gonna do a little bit for now. So I want to give it up. But point of being is we keep talking about making money, but at the height of us making money, how many of us are actually getting the job done? How many of us are actually going out here researching, trying to do something else for ourselves, do something different, whatever. If we're gonna keep the same pace, keep the same pace. But hey, you're gonna get the same results. You know. Shout out to Dr. Dunbar. Big discussion 76, and we're gonna be doing a video about housing market. I'm actually gonna share on my channel as well. It's gonna be one night this week, hopefully. And we're gonna be talking about buying houses. I've said buying a house right now is the best time. People say, well, the interest rate is high. When the interest rate drop, you can refinance. But the point of reference is this: when it comes down to it, the prices are going to steady go up. Whether the interest rate go up or down, the prices on these houses are not going down dramatically as people think. I mean, the bubble is popping and people are starting to drop on these houses because they're not selling them, especially the flippers that buy a house, sell it in 90 days and move to the next. Because you got to understand, most flippers don't want to pay a mortgage on these houses. So they're flipping the house to the point where within 2 to 3 weeks, that house is back on the market. They can't make money by paying mortgages, by paying light bill, water bill, gas bill. They can't make money by paying insurance and all that. So they got to be able to take these houses, put them back on the market. So they're going to have to drop these houses dramatically, come off a little profit just to make, whole. Other than that, they're going to be doomed to fail, you know. And that's where it comes in with a lot of, people can come in and buy houses. So we're going to be talking about that, and we're going to be talking about the do's and the don'ts. And if you do buy a house, what are you gonna be expecting? You know, one thing you're gonna be expecting when you buy this house. The crazy part about it is dealing with the maintenance on the house. A lot of people want to buy a house, the maintenance on it, and really is no shot towards women, but this is the thing. A lot of times fixing things is one of the biggest issues of buying a house. And I seen this video with this lady. She had bought a house. It took her 7 months to fix the door handle that broke off in the wintertime because it was just cold. The mailman went to grab it, and the door handle on the storm door broke. And it took her a while to fix it. In most cases, men do the same thing. It took me one time a while to fix. Actually, I think my door is still messed up on I just be doing so much other stuff. I never really took the time to fix my door handle. Now that I'm talking about this, I need to go ahead and get my handle. And it's not even the point of buying it cheap because I mean I actually had the handle. I bought the wrong handle, and instead of taking it back and I just put it down one day and said I'm gonna get to it later. I got so much honeydew list stuff I got to do at my house, but I'm always fixing and dealing with other people's houses as well. But say the least, like I said, home improvement, that's another one. The rising of everybody buying houses in the market, that could be something that you can get into. Prime example, a guy on one of my routes, he actually quit his job to become a home inspector, making great money doing that. He, saved up a lot of money to the point where he said the first couple of months, he's gonna have to sell himself, and overall, he's gonna make money because the height of all these homes being built, somebody has to come in and inspect these homes. And I wish, wish. If you get a home inspector, if you don't get a home inspector, you're doing yourself a disservice. I'm tell you that now. So the height of all that, man, get yourself in tune. If you're gonna get out here into a job, I always keep saying this: knowledge. Go out here, see what they're offering you, see what you can get out of the deal, and make it work for yourself. Also, when it comes down to it, if you're looking to get into a new field, there are so many classes that you can take for free. Google has a lot of certification classes that you can take. A lot of people don't take advantage of these free courses. A lot of people don't take advantage of this free knowledge that a lot of people are giving online. A lot of times, a lot of good informative things I get from Instagram. I do my research on them, make sure they're legit, and I start going into that direction. In the trucking industry, there are a lot of guys who talk about, oh man, the routes of this, the routes of that. Most routes are not paying as they used to, but there's still routes out there that pay pretty decent. You got to go and find them. A lot of times you have decent brokers. You got to deal with these brokers that are actually paying. You know, when it comes down to it, you know, driving for yourself in your own vehicle. They have a lot of little small contracts that you can pick up things on the side. You know, we always talked about what do you do from your 9 to 5, but what do you actually do from your 5 to 9? 5 to 9 is when it counts. Are you going home after you get off work? You know, chilling, drinking, watching TV, scrolling social media, or are you looking for the next opportunity for yourself? I work so hard right now, and my wife always complaining, getting on me about working hard. But like I told her, I'm not gonna be young forever. So to the point of me working hard now, so I can Cadillac in my older years, because my goal is to be retired no later than 55. I want 50. That's 9 years from now, but my goal is 55. My goal is to be retired at 55. So that's why I'm looking at the housing market now. That's why I'm getting into the stocks more or less bigger, because I really want to be out the door and just maintaining that stuff. One of my friends, he wanted to be retired at 40, and I was like, that's a good goal, but realistically, do you think that's going to happen? And lo and behold, he didn't get retired at 40. So, like I told him, keep trucking, keep going. Set a realistic goal. Things that you're doing, you should know the path in which you should be able to retire, or, not work as much realistically. You know, no matter how smart you are, if you don't have the money to mold things, you're not going to make things go. And so when it comes down to it, like I explained to him real easy, you know, how are we going to enhance our money by doing what? The main things in the real estate, the main findings in investment. So that's how we need to get things started. That's how we need to, move down that path. Do research on it, see what's going to make us the money, and go. But with that being said, shout out to everybody came through. I'm about to get ready to get off of here. But like I said, when it comes down to the wealth, you want it fast, you want it slow, it's up to you. All about your research, all about how you predicting the market for your life is going to be by the things that you're doing. How well are you going to make the economy boom for you? Or are you just going to be an avid worker and just, you know, get your check and go home? But like I say, shout out to everybody. You know what I always say when I get off of here? We here, and we gone. Peace.